Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. The planetary energies today, darling dears. Mercury. Hey, the third planet of movement, expression, darling dear. In the transportation kind of a way, or movement of the mind, darling dear. It's about the intellect and reason. Has entered Libra, the sign of harmony and balance. Resolution and freedoms, darling dears. Could be in the courts, could be just in your cranium. The best place to free yourself is in your mind. It's the last time that Mercury will be aligned with Libra this year. Communication takes on a friendlier tone. Friendly, I said friendly. While it's still not the best time to make decisions, focus on coming up with solutions that work for everyone's highest good. The skullduggerous moon enters Taurus today, darling dears. Stability and security may seem even more important to you, big cat. Work on improving this in your life. Venus in Libra opposes Chiron, adding perspective to the overall power of the dynamics of your life. Think of this as a what? Reset, darling dear. Reset mode. Pay attention to your self-care routines and feelings. It will allow you to be more confident as you put yourself out there on this Malkuth. Mercury in fair and peaceful Libra is about talking things out. It will be a stepping stone to moving relationships in the right direction. Because, my dear big cat, my best friend, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You will always be within what spitting distance, darling dear, of your emotional fulfillment. Finding balance and victory in your life, which brings about abundance on every level. It's about you giving yourself that genie in the bottle, darling dear. Plan all the way to the end. I tell you this every day, I suppose. Law number 29 of the 48 laws of power. It's about playing chess, but when, you see, unlike life, when you finish with the game, it's over. But life, there is another checkmate to achieve. There's always another one as you continue to be what? Your highest version of your previous self. Expect many what? Dreams and disillusionments to what? Be peppered on your steps, darling dears. But Divine wants you to know you have a choice of what? Oneness with the Most High or addictions. Addicted to people, places and things that no longer serves you. That's why conversations will be had today, darling dears. I'm also getting the impression that somebody's going on an interview, darling dears. You may have had a little bit of trepidation, but when you sit in that chair for that interview, the knowledge, the level of your knowledge, you're going to shock even yourself, darling dear. You're a pack rat. Of what? You're saying rat? Rat? But we're cats. I'm talking about, you know, the proverbial darling dear, not the actual darling dear. We're talking about the words, the figurative. You've acquired so much knowledge on this journey. It would be a damn shame to continue to what? Not plan. You always plan. There's always a next level to achieve. As you realize whom truly is for you. Not everybody's going to like your fire, your je ne sais quoi, your essence. It's not supposed to be like that on this Malkuth. But that should be fine with you. We fight for no one's attention. Because, my dear big cat, the best support and attention you will ever get will be from complete strangers. A prophet is never recognized in their own town. Why? The light ones are there, darling dears. As long as you weren't doing better than them, you was all right. You could stay. As long as you was prepared to take it without the Vaseline, you could stay. And you did. Until you developed a plan. One where there wasn't madness, darling dear. Where you was barking at passing cars. Getting the, what? Adversities of life. So if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, as we call in the energies of wisdom, guidance and protection from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, angels, way showers and spiritual guides, from Ketha to Malkuth. Namaste. Energies, up, big cat. I insist. Every day's a fabulous day. To what? Keep going, darling dears. Keep going. Remember, Salt Bay, Lot's wife. That's why you had to develop what? Halcyons, darling dears. Their salt levels was definitely not on your level. Decided not to be in the land of the blind as you embraced your 6 G's. God, growth, goals, gifts, greatness, and gratitude, big cat. But you must still continue to plan. And in those plans, you will find the plans appear to have plans within plans. You'll see the different branches you create in your paradigm, darling dears. Life, as you know it, is changing. But you have to be what? The change in this on this Malkuth. The change comes from the cat in the mirror, the planning cat. I'm not saying that you won't make mistakes. You will. You will. But you will learn from them and not repeat them, darling dears. And possibly use your testimony as the survival kit for another big cat. You'll recognize those that are trying to achieve the level of what? Discipline in their lives by how they speak. And as I said, a stranger will celebrate you quicker than someone you know as you continue to raise your vibration. As you recycle what no longer serves you, darling dears, taking the best out of the situation, which is what? Knowledge, darling dears. I told you many times, knowledge is power, and power is power. Let's dive in, darling dears, and get the overall ancestral message. We're going to use, I haven't used this in a while, and the elastic band has left the building. Okay, didn't even get cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force, darling dears. Some of you need a cleansing or a cutting, darling dears. Not literally, I'm talking about a soul tie cutting, a cutting away of the past. Somebody's needing to what? Understand that self-care is tantamount in order to what? A tidy mind. Look after your temple, darling dears. Some of you will be going to healing springs. I see someone taking swimming lessons. You don't know what the water's going to be like until you dip your toe in it, darling dears. And you won't know what you truly enjoy until you try a little of this, a little of that. This and that, darling dear. The same this and that they say about you. Because I told you, your name is him, her, he, she. And it also speaks about a cleansing of tears, crying. Sometimes you have to let the poison out, darling dears. I know I've told you many times to go to the mirror and smack the shiznai out of yourself, but sometimes, as you are what? Moving along your plans, playing chess, not checkers, a moment in time will come back into your cranium, and it will be the tears of liberation. What you truly, truly divorced yourself from, darling dears, is no mean feat, and it's not for the faint-hearted. So remember to always pat yourself on the back and pamper yourself. Because you are meant to be a wise leader. This also reminds me of what? The Queen of Wands. But you hold that fire, darling dears, and you come with all of the smoke. The mountains in the distance speak about the obstacles that may be coming at you from the left, darling dear. The left. So the left is what? The past, darling dears. Obstacles are going to be coming up. As I said, you will catch that moment of being highly emotive, but it's one of victory. The Wands is about spiritual victory and a new beginning in your creativities and your inspiration, feeling more inspired as you continue to what? Plan. Because failure, I told you. Look at what, what's his name? What's that brother's name? Abraham Lincoln. He failed his way into presidenthood. Mm-hmm. 8 failed businesses. A whole breakdown, darling dear. Mental breakdown. And next thing you know, they're saying, congratulations, Mr. President. You are a beacon for others. I told you, your story, darling dears, is a survival kit for another big cat. The Queen of Wands speaks about you being highly intuitive and listening to your discernment as you continue to take what? Steps, action. With newfound passion, darling dear, having what tapped into your creativity, has gone for your birth natal chart, understanding the assignment and going to a more desirable outcome. Your desirable outcome should always be knowledge, darling dears. You can never know too much. And if someone is telling you that they know everything, darling dear, that's the person you need to what? Do a big pumper on. You're like, what? I said running the other way, darling dear. Tinky winky. Just saw 1111 on the counter. Major spiritual number. Meaning your 1111 fade is here, but you have to understand. It begins with the spark of passion, but the continued flame of knowledge, seeking knowledge on every level. The Queen of Wands also speaks about, as I always say, is planning, plotting, and strategizing, but taking action on those stratifications that you've done, darling dears. It's not about sitting on your laurels. Don't be the richest cat in the graveyard. Swift movement is called, and it also speaks about travel, darling dears. Fire energy could be to a hot climate, or you could be leaving a situation that was what? Volatile, volcano volatile. Just like the one that's apparently volatile in Yellowstone Park. This and that, big cat. This and that. This also speaks about being a wise leader, natural born leader. It speaks about making sure that the information that you give out is of substance, darling dears. Substance. Substance is something that will pique the listener to want to gather more intel on what they've heard from your words. This is what your purpose is as a light worker. This is what your purpose is as you stand up as master, professor of the puzzle. Discernment, decision making, and forgiveness, darling dears, will be in your plans. Moving forward. We have fire and water energy on the table, darling dears. Fire and water ain't friendly, blood, unless it's your house. That's going down Bobby Brown in a pile of ashes. It reminds me of what? The Game of Thrones, A Tale of Fire and Ice. But only one person can sit on the Iron Throne. This is about you understanding your North Node, darling dears, because the North remembers. This is where your superpowers and gifts are hidden. And I will talk about it till I haven't got any talk left to give, darling dears. Divine gave you so many gifts. Somebody's feeling really tearful at this moment in time. Cheer up, lad. You'll be all right. Stiff upper lip and all that, but continue to plan. Wipe your tears, rub them bitches in, right? And continue to plan. There's always a plan to be had, darling dears. But the fire energy is saying that you have it, but you must not get caught up in old emotions. Did not even get a chance to shuffle, and I picked up the deck to pick them all up, but this got left down, so we're going to see what this is. In the flow of things, darling dears, that's what it means to be. This also reminds me of what? Winter season, darling dear. We're in autumn currently, but we're about to go into winter season, and again, Game of Thrones is set in the long night, in the winter. Winter is coming. So something major, something that's going to give a bit flow a bit more freely to you, darling dear. It could be revenue generated from what? Finding another stream of income. Having tapped into your what? Superpowers, darling dears. Found your 2nd, 6th, and 10th house and understood the assignment on what you can co-create for you on this Malkuth. You say, but Case, it's money. Yes, it's money. There's nothing wrong with money, darling dears. It's the love of money that push you to do greedy things. Push you to not think before you act. Money is a tool, darling dears, but it's also an energy. And until you can balance your fire and ice and realize the wisest leader you will find is the one in the mirror, you won't get what you truly deserve, which is what? In the flow, darling dears. As Abraham Hicks would say, in the vortex, darling dears. Everything is smooth sailing. This also brings to mind again, because I get a lot of emails about this, about the manifestation. How do you manifest? By number one, you set the intention of, I'm not telling you what to do. I tell you what I do. I set the intention of what I want, and I feel the emotions. I picture what it feels like to have that. And then I go on with my day, darling dears. I don't live on it, because to continue to focus on what you want to bring in, even though you are working, doing it physically to get to where you need to be or wants to be, darling dears, if you're holding on to that thought, you're sending out in the universe that you lack. And the universe doesn't know what lack is, good or bad, darling dears. It will give you more of lack and push away what you're choosing to what you're designed to come to you, to take longer, or it won't come in the way you expect. This is how you put yourself in the flow. Yes, let's press on, darling dears. What's this card? You're going to meet fellow travelers on the way. Like-minded souls, darling dears. But you're going to have to decide which are the peacocks and which are the herons. The red herons, the doppelgangers, darling dears, the Agent Smith affiliates. You have to what? Believe in thyself and listen to your intuition, your first thought and impression on somebody's energies, because it's the fire and water, darling dears. Be the wisest cat in the room. Read the energy, darling dears. Read the energy. Divine gave you these tools, but if you don't utilize them on a daily basis, what's the point of being badass, right? And not using those badass alchemist ways. Create this new beginning for yourself. And take your time when you are what? Picking the fruits of your labor. Because I told you, even after checkmate, there is always another game of chess, darling dears. That's how life is. It's the continued what? Knowledge, as well as the learning of lessons. And they will come in many forms. And as you continue to raise your vibration, there will be what? Peacocks, as well as what? Red herrings. But you have to learn to discern between the two. Some are sent according to what? Your contracts, to trip you up along the way. Waste your time and your energies. Learn to use your discernment, darling dears, so that you can continue to be in the flow or the vortex. Because as I said, impasse will be put in your way, darling dears. And waste your time while you're what? Picking the nuts off the ground when divine gave you a whole tree. Remember I told you that. Right, let's press on with a rune. I've barely got any voice because we had such a fabulous, gorgeous, lovely time yesterday with Karma and Moore's 13th birthday. Her birthday's today, but because it's a school day and they will put her in kiddie prison and be phoning me and sending emails, we had her birthday dinner yesterday. So we was cheering, singing in the car. She had two of her besties with her. It was lovely, a really lovely time. And I always wake up my children on the morning of their birthday as midnight strikes with Stevie Wonder. Nothing like a good happy birthday song. Yeah. And then I'm going straight back to my bed because I need my rest in the name of the Most High. Yeah. It was lovely. And thank you very much for all of your well wishes for Karma and Moore. An official teenager. Thank you very much. It tickled her a lot. Oh, what was we just talking about? I said everything but what? Hermit, darling dear. This is Isa, represented by the letters K, I, and C. The numbers 36, 37, 38, and 39. It speaks about the challenges, darling dears, but the reinforcements are there for you. What's that? Continue with another plan. It also speaks about the self-examination, which brought self-improvement, darling dear. Standing out for being different. Nothing wrong with being different. Vive la différence. I tell you this. But you are standing in the face of what? Blindness, darling dears. Deceit, illusion, and betrayal. Somebody or somebodies on egomania. They are what? Barking mad. But have not sought any form of psychological help. The ice also speaks about feeling isolated or alone. But as I said many times, it wasn't a conference call. It's your call and your call alone. But you're also gifted with signs. In the dream state, you might hear it on the television, on a video, or in someone else's conversation that you are on the right path, darling dears. It's to know what? To be listening with your ears, hungry for knowledge. This will make you the wisest cat in the room in every situation. And every one of your steps will be of fire and not of ice, darling dear. Because that stuckedness, it's so 2014. Big cat rule number 457. Yeah. It also speaks about loyalty, darling dears. The meeting of new friends, like-minded souls. As we already said, fellow travelers are about to appear in your life, darling dears. If your life has been on slow-mo, if you've been in hermit mode, well, guess what? It's your coming out, darling dear. You're coming out of whatever it was, whatever it took to get you where you are right now. You're about to be going full steam ahead. I'm getting the feeling of the wheel moving in your favor. Gathering momentum, darling dears. He also speaks about what? Feelings of jealousy. Why? Because you chose the north. Isa, the hermit, is represented by Virgo, and Virgo is represented by what, darling dears? You're right, Mercury energy, darling dears. Always coming back to Mercury today. And again, it's about Mercury also covers your respiratory system. Maybe somebody's smoking too much, or they've got the asthmas, darling dears. Or it could be what? The nerves. Because it also covers the nervous system. But I said somebody's having some kind of an interview, darling dears. But rest assured, you have that knowledge. You took the time, darling dears. You think you don't know what's going on, but you do. It's just going to take the right question being asked of you, darling dears. And that's when you're gonna go ham, darling dears. You're gonna surprise yourself how much you truly do know. And as I said, every day is a learning opportunity, one which you can expand in or be on the rocks of life. You choose, darling dear. I'd rather be the wise leader, pumping, right, going forward in a tinky winky style, darling dears. Right. I've been such a chatty cat, and we're already at the 26. 22. It was 22, 26. That angel number means something to someone. If you know what it is, please put it in the comments. Let's get a deck and press on. We've got the Art Nouveau. We've got the Page of Cups. Ooh. If this ain't your progeny, darling dears, this is a page. Pwah, a page. Yes, a page. The Page of Cups is impetuous, darling dear. Yes, we're all intuitive, but this is also emotional manipulation. Somebody's also going to be making a firm decision whether to go ahead with a pregnancy. Whatever decision you make, darling dear, let it be your own decision. Because this is the time for you to what? Take the final exam and evolve one way or the other. It's your decision to make, darling dears. Except for some states in America where they've got the Wade v. Roe rule. Good golly and gosh. Listen, I'm not getting into that because it's a lot. So I've got a lot to say, and I think I'm going to start a podcast because I'm such a chatty cat. I can feel it coming on me, darling dears. There's coming a time where I won't be using the cards because I don't really need them. They're like my comfort. But then again, they're my besties. What can I say? What's this? Yes, baby. Block game off the chain. And again, more one's fire energy. Fire energy is also about what? Being energetic, as well as what? Tapping into your inner strength, your creativities, and your power. It also speaks about being impulsive, darling dear. You have many around you that are extremely impulsive, possibly with their behaviors. The fire is about what? The talking, the words. But it also speaks about spiritual protection and your block game, reminding you, big cat, you must speak up for yourself in every situation. You don't have to be rude, because I always tell you, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. I tell you, when I speak to people out there on this Malkufo, if my phone should ring and it's not a private number, because if it's a private number, I respect the privacy, and I'm not answering it, mate. If I choose to what? Get into a conversation, darling dear, I understand the assignment, as must you. Speak your truth in every situation. Stand your ground. Stand your ground because you stand in good stead. It also speaks about head and shoulders above the competition. And again, if somebody is going for an interview, some kind of a job position, it could also speak about the competitive of the field, the competitivity competitivity of the field that you're going into, darling dears. You've got that certain je ne sais quoi. They have to what? Be on legion, in groups, darling dears. Factions. But you stand alone. It's that inner passion of your creativities which is leading you. Why? Because you always plan all the way to the end. You understood the assignment, not having a plan for yourself, allowing your life to be in the hands of someone else. Base of the same. Is this the same page? Did I just shuffled? The same page. Somebody's coming through with a quick apology, darling dears, with a quickness. But this person is arrogant. This is someone that's used to you being in a situation. It also speaks about if you are going for a new position, you don't tell your colleagues that you're leaving, darling. Their jealousy and the malicious eyes, words, and behaviors will be directed at you. Keep stum, shut up, pack it in. I know you might say, but that's my work, friend. We speak about everything except for when you're leaving them behind, darling dear. You don't say nothing until you say checkmate. Why? Because you're on to your next chess game. The Page of Wands. I said the Page of Wands. You're going to be hearing some news, darling dear, about a progeny. Make sure you listen to both sides of the story, because it may be a somebody's going to try and bend your mind with the information about possibly your progeny or one that's around you, darling dears. But there's three sides to a story, yeah? It's their side, the progeny side, and the truth, darling dear. This is the time where you have to use your skills. What did I say? There's going to be some kind of controversy, some kind of argument, some situation that you're possibly going to have to guide someone into what's standing up for themselves. I told you, you are a survival kit for another big cat. Your intuition, you'll feel it in your solar plexus. You'll know when to what? Get yourself involved, darling dears. Clarify the Five of Swords. Somebody's coming through with an apology. They want to apologize about the way a situation ended. It's not apology about their actions within the situation. We have another page on the table, darling dears, Page of Pentacles. This speaks about helping hands, possibly needing helping hands from you, darling dear. Pentacles can mean anything from actual Pentacles, the Skrillers.com, right? It could also be somebody wanting a mental health check. A medical health check. Somebody's about to hear some negative energy from a page from the past, around a medical check that they're going to have to take, darling dear. And it's going to take many hands to correct this situation. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles. Next to the Page of Pentacles also speaks about opportunities that are coming towards you. Things that you've been working towards. Eight of Pentacles speaks about success through knowledge, hard effort, tangible things. Something that you can actually get in, something you can actually feel, darling dears. Base of the deck. After many delays. What about the delays? Yeah. Situations that are no longer working. You're going to be having a reshuffle, darling dears. This is moving away from situations. And it's also a reminder what? Don't lend anyone any money. And if you're going to lend it, let it be a sum, right, that you can afford to lend. And it will be the right amount of money to get rid of them out of your existence for air. Nothing like someone owing you money to become a what? A lying, slippery page. Whatever past situation that caused the delays in your situation, darling dear, you need to see it from a bigger perspective. It wasn't sent to what block you, darling dear. It was sent to galvanize you to find your own way. Independence, darling dear, success in all levels of knowledge. Whether you are a keyboard gangster or you've gone through the official route through an organization, some kind of college or university. What about this arrogant Page of Cups? Page of Cups could be a liar, darling dear. Extremely abusive. Like they're emotive, emotionally manipulative, darling dears. This is somebody that would hurt another person knowledgeably. And let me tell you something, there better not be money involved. Like I said, be careful with the lending of your skrillers today. And it could be a progeny that's coming through to you in a what? Skullduggerous kind of a way. There's three sides to that story. Base of the deck. If you give the money to the wrong person, darling, it will be a never-ending cycle. Moon energy, bad energy, they're going to lie to you. You're getting a lie told. Why? What is the lie? Libra energy as well as what? Disappointment, darling dears. Somebody wants you to be disappointed in some way. Yeah. Something to do with the finance. They're going to lie about the money and they have no intention of giving it back to you. This is also a reminder that today is not a day for you to ask for a loan, darling dears. Even though you will get success at a later date, we already saw the winter months. Reapply for the loan if it's a business loan or a study loan. Reapply for that loan in the winter months. Wanted to celebrate. This is also what... Listen. This is the gossip mongers, mate. This is the vicious ones that go for what? Every archery that's major. They all are, aren't they? But you have to be wise, darling dears, in a situation. The threes always speak about, it could be a third party situation. It could be a romantic situation. Whatever the situation was, every best friend had a best friend and that best friend didn't like you. Someone that you've blocked out of your life, darling dear, as I said, is coming through with a disingenuous apology, and it's to gain, either to count your pentacles or to get your pentacles, darling dears. Yeah, coming out of isolation, they're chipping themselves away from the crevice of the devil's balls, darling dears. And this is also a reminder for you, darling dear. It's time for you to come out. Come out, some of you literally, with your sexuality, or come out of what? The paradigm that you've been living in, even though you've had these ideas that's kept you in the flow up to this point. I told you. As you complete every cycle, every chess game, a new one begins, darling dears. Base of the deck. Betrayer. Getting over some form of betrayal, verbal, and it also speaks about the healing from some kind of a medical treatment. But I told you somebody's going to need many hands on that situation. Emotional fulfillment. This medical treatment that somebody's going through, darling dears, it's going to be stabilized, but it's not something that they're going to be able to get over. This is something that's been, it could have been gifted in a third-party situation, because we've got 3 threes on the tableau, darling dears. 3 threes is mischief. Even though it is the numbers of Tesla, the key to the universe, 369. Yeah. Somebody's looking for help, and I told you about the money, darling dears. This is sadness. Somebody feels left out of your situation, darling dear. Constantly thinking about you. Stressing over what you've got going on in your garden. Split the deck. Someone who you know clearly is nothing but what? A see-through pamphlet. The Queen of Swords is somebody who divorces themselves from a situation, having what? Intellectually analyzed the situation and decided they're going to minus themselves the big cat, darling dear. It speaks about you being approachable. Yes, all can approach, but not everyone is allowed what? To sit at your VIP table. It also speaks about somebody who's been through a divorce, been through the old rigmarole, darling dears, been on that whole what? Charlie's horse, and decided to get off of that horse. Told you. Someone's going to try and approach you, darling dears, to get you ensnared in a negative cycle, full energy on its face. There's going to be an age difference between you. This person is a risk taker. It could have been someone who should have worked harder on a situation while they was with you, while you was flowing together, as you was in the land of the blind. I told you, we were all dummy bats at some point. All of us. About your loyalty, darling dears, but it also again speaks about you being highly intuitive, as we said at the top of the read, with the what? Wise leader. Yeah, what you're seeking is seeking you. Some of you are seeking what it could be a new work situation. It could also be true love's first kiss. Again, we see winter months for some. Base of the deck, we've got the full energy. This is air energy as well as Uranus. Air energy is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And Uranus represents Aquarius energy. Could be of the person that's coming towards you. Or it could be you. Yeah. Having wasted a lot of energy on the wrong partnerships. A divinely guided one is coming towards you, darling. There's somebody that's going to respect your boundaries because you ain't got the hairline for it. Listen, you're being swift with it. Let's get some more intel. I want to do one on this, fellow travelers. Let's get a fresh deck. Base of your deck, Page of Pentacles, somebody coming with information or informations for you, darling dears. Not every fellow traveler is meant to what go out the whole journey with you. Sometimes people are just sent to get you what on the right path. You may be on the brink of a brave new world, but it takes an idea from someone else's mouth. Like I said, a TV show, it could be something written in a book that opens you up to more. This is opportunities, darling dears. Talk about these opportunities, reason to celebrate, and it's about the past, darling dear. After past issues, you're going to be getting your emotional fulfillment. Somebody and a traveler on the way, but I also told you as well, be careful of what? Discernment. Who is the peacock and who is the red herring? We don't like red herrings. We don't love it. And again, an 11-11 fade. This is mutual minds, darling dears. You're calling in what you truly deserve. Emotionally balanced what? Other big cats, darling dears. That's been through certain things to bring about. And it also speaks about being invited to some kind of party or celebration. It speaks about being engaged or engaging. And it also speaks about a new home. One's is also about travel, darling dear. Somebody's going to be traveling to visit somebody at a new home. Celebration of a feminine energy, could be a baby shower, the birth of a new child. Because the Six of Cups do represent child or children, but it also represents nostalgia from the past. This could be a long-term friend, or you may be brought to a baby shower. You know, like you're the plus one, but this is going to be what? Fruitful for you, darling dear. A meeting of some kind is afoot for you, darling dears, which is going to bring you to the ending of a particular rainbow, something that you've been seeking for a long time. But remember, as you say, checkmate, a new chess game begins. Base of the deck. Look all of this. All of this yellow. This is somebody. These are people that are confident, as must you be, darling dears. Confident and happy with yourself, so that it glows from the inside out. It also speaks about them being methodical, and it also speaks about you. What? When I see the Knight of Pentacles in upright, this is about checking everything, blood. This is doing the boosty bad outs. You do your due diligence. Yes. They appear to be vibrating on the same level. But, baby, nothing like a birth natal chart to sort out a thing or two, darling dears. Find out shit. Don't just give up your freedom and your informations just like that, or allow anyone into your club just like that. You're in the vortex, blood. Wish fulfillment, I just called it. 9 of Cups twice, darling dears. The energy of the 9 is what? The Hermit again. We go back to the Hermit. This is about self-improvement, higher knowledge, higher learning. The intrigue, the subterfuge. And it also speaks about being vigilant, darling dear. Be vigilant for the what? Peacocks. Know the difference between a peacock and a herring. It's a bit of the difference between, it's like the difference between Thomas tank engine and a diesel. A diesel that runs hot, darling dear. Pushes itself to the brink and then runs out and needs to be rescued. You ain't rescuing no one. You're making right choices, yeah? Right choices. Again, Mercury energy, darling dear. Bad energy. Yeah, somebody's very jealous because you've achieved some kind of promotion, some kind of status in your life. They didn't think you'd take off that skin, that mire that they tried to put you under, darling dears. It's about you having recreated yourself. Somebody's about to step into star status on a platform. This is benefactors, darling dears. The Jelly Bogelli are not only coming out at night. This is also what being celebrated. Somebody doesn't like the fact that you are being celebrated in whatever field that is. Someone is also in the homemaking, home building business. You could even be a domestic engineer. Nothing wrong with that, darling dear. You're saying, what's that? Somebody who looks after the kids at home, darling dear, the progenies. Nothing, listen. 3 major arcana. Major jealousy and envy being sent your way, big cat. And what tiny cards? 2 of Pentacles. Could be someone that's struggling. Why are they so jealous? You can't be tempted off your flip-flop, your common sense. Why are they so jealous? Because of the choices they made in their own life, darling dear. What's this? Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, because it looks like you've managed to overcome so much. The Star card speaks about miracles, as well as healing, as well as what subconsciously pouring away what no longer serves you. Recreating your paradigm for you, darling dear. Somebody sees you've left a situation, possibly even bought a new car. But again, this speaks about travel, not just physical, darling dears, because you can leave a situation spiritually, darling dear. Look, I can't make it up. I speaks the truth, roof. Pinky's up. They're not on your pay grade. Whomsoever's trying to come in or is directing these energies towards you is definitely coming up against the what? A spiritual impasse. Like, yeah. What else do we need to know? How can my big cat stay in the flow going forward? By not self-sabotage, darling dears, by not being stuck in your cranium, by not allowing those that betrayed you, cheated, lied, spied, all of the above, darling dear, the mouth breathers, by not allowing that energy to take you over or to get stuck in that energy. I told you, the past is for reference material only, so that you don't, I repeat, don't repeat it again. Leave past situations, understand the lesson of the situation, right? And it also speaks about situations where you felt less than. And again, we see the Libra energy. And as I said, Mercury has entered Libra again today. For the final time this year. And look, justice. This is a season of resolution for you, darling dear. You're going to be creating some personal freedoms for yourself. Some of you are going to becoming what? More humanitarian, giving to charity, be more charitable with your energies. But as I said, be careful of where you share your energies and your secrets and your next. Don't even dare think about sharing your next move. I told you, we don't talk about our next move, right? We don't talk about our romanticals, right? And you certainly don't talk about what's in your wallet, your pocketbook, your handbag, or your purse. That's between you and Father God. The Six of Pentacles also speaks about a different way of your income coming towards you, darling dears. Something that you had to what? Mentally create. You created this, darling dear. Some kind of truth you speak. You could be a psychologist. You could be in the monetary fields. You might even just be on the internet, darling dear. But whatever you're doing, it's in the flow. But you have to what? Stop self-sabotaging yourself. You could also be sabotaging yourself, like I said, by how you're trying to manifest things. But you're putting too much effort into the manifestation. You're chanting on it. You wake up. No, babe. That, well, as far as, in my learned opinion, right? Because no one's going to check me, boo. When I focus on Shiznai, it's further away, or it manifests in such a way that's hockey sticks at dawn, and then I've got to unpack that as well. No. Don't focus on what you want to bring toward you. You continue to move in the right direction, but you don't focus on it because you're telling the universe, lack. Pass me over. Divine wants you to have balance and harmony and peace, which can't be bought or bartered. And if you're going through some kind of a legal situation, it could be HR, darling dears. Don't get caught up in your head. Because I told you, you'll be what? Spewing those words, tangible, Shiznai, right? Like a, I don't know, like a popcorn machine, darling dear. It's going to come out in your favor. Somebody's also in two minds about leaving a job, darling dears. Wondering about the flow of their finances at this moment in time. Wondering if they're going to be on their knees begging for help from someone else. But again, Divine is saying that you have to live your truth. Libra energy. Bring that peace and harmony into your life. If it doesn't serve you, why are you holding on to a space that could be taken up by someone else? And you're wasting your time because the universe wants to give you justice. Base of the deck, Ten of Swords. Let's know some more about this Ten of Swords. Something not working. Yeah. Five of Swords. Clarify the Five of Swords. A lot of mental energy here. Very unhappy, darling, dears. Very unhappy that you ain't fighting. You haven't got a pour in the fight, mate. You're not arguing. You're not giving it your energy. And again, it's telling you to what? If you continue to focus on bringing things towards you, right? Instead of what? Working towards it. You've got it in mind, but not eating and sleeping and breathing it every single minute, darling dears. And it doesn't mean to fall off or to let your goals fall by the wayside. You're still working on them. Somebody's pushing away their own manifestation. You've got to be a bit more flexible, darling. There's Seven of Wands on its face. King of Pentacles. In the reverse is someone that's trying to manifest for greed. You're wasting your energies as well, if that's what you're doing. Moon energy on its face. Let's get some final messages, then we're out here. That's the first gone underneath the cloth. Someone's really shady. They really don't like your... Whatever you've got going on, mate, they're proper sad. They wanted you to be sad. Imagine that. Oh, bad. Oh, well, was it too bad? They're sad. They're going to be big mad soon. Especially when you understand the true meaning of manifestation. Keep your circle tight, darling dears. Keep the grass low. I want to know about this impasse. This could be a negative cycle of thinking. Somebody wants you to think negatively of a situation. And they are what? Prakala or Prakalisha. A knock. An animal in a Cuban or kitten heel. Right? It's about your money, darling dears. And we've also got the Saturn behind it, Capricorn energy. Saturn comes with what? Rules and regulations. But it's also about your what? Achievements as well as mastery. They're mad about how you're making money through something that you've mastered. Yeah, while they're still in their comfort zone, well, guess what? They get the full on of Proverbs 26:11. Only a fool returns to folly, like a dog returns to vomit. We eat cake, but don't tell them. What's this? They're a blessing blocker, darling dears. Somebody's wishing. They're so mean. So mean. What's the matter with them? If people would spend half as much of the time focusing on their own grass and realizing that it's astroturf and it needs more work, blood. But it is what it is. When somebody is still asleep on this Malkuth, they're only up for the basic needs, to be entertained, have enough money so that they can still be in debt, darling dear. Jobs that they don't enjoy, around people they don't even like. But why? It's a comfort zone. And they're a blessing blocker. Blessing blocker. Kryptonite to a big cat. What else? Again, your intuition. And pinkies up, darling dear. I can't say any more to that. Pay attention to your intuition and your discernment, because you'll be getting downloads and you'll be getting information. Information, why? Because you're futuristic thinking, darling dears. We've already seen the energy of Uranus, which is what? Unpredictable, but it also what? Highlights sudden change. Remember, my dear big cat, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. On that note, I drops me mic. Todd love to my Teesprings, Todd love to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Cat, cat.